Okay, let's try that again. Okay, roll call. Alder Schaefer.
Here.
Alder Taylor.
Here.
Alder Mayor Kuhn.
Here.
Alder Nelson.
Here.
Alder Myers via Zoom.
Here.
Alder Hanairo.
Here.
Alder Lorman.
Here.
Alder Crow.
Here.
Alder Madden is absent and excused.
Excellent. Moving to public comments. I don't have any. I don't think we got any sheets. Is there anybody present on Zoom? Okay. Moving on to public hearings. The time is 7:01. The topic is renewal of applications for the 2025-26 Class A, Class B intoxicating liquor, Class A and Class B fermented malt beverage, Class C wine only, and Class B winery licenses. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Hearing none. I have to ask 2 more times because it is a public hearing. Would anybody like to speak on this topic? And anyone like to speak? I see no hands up. The time is 7:02 and we're closing the public hearing. Moving on to consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Yes, Madam Mayor would like to make a motion to suspend the rules on this and approve the consent agenda. There was item number 8 that we had subject to city attorney approval, but I think because it's in our original motion with the finance, we don't have to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the attorney.
Yeah, typically the consent agenda is incorporates as recommended by.
Okay. Right, so okay, I think we're okay. Yeah. All right, so suspend the rules and move to accept the consent agenda.
Okay, is there a second in support of the consent agenda?
This is Alder Crow. I'll second.
Okay, any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to ordinances, second reading, revisions to zoning ordinance. Is there a motion?
Mr. Sniro, I move approval.
Schaefer seconds.
Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the revisions to zoning ordinance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to revisions to the sign code. Is there a motion?
This is Sniro, I move approval of the revisions.
Is there a second?
Lorman, second.
Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to resolutions. Resolution 2025-32, approving sewer utility 2024 compliance maintenance annual report. Is there a motion?
This is Myers on behalf of Public Works. I'll move approval.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving resolution 2025-32, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to discussion, updates on committees, commissions, and boards by council members.
I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who was involved in Middleton Pride this year, second year. We closed Hubbard Avenue to Aurora and had 26 vendors. It was a crowded day despite the No Kings happening in Madison. And I want to thank the library for bringing the bookmobile and Arts Committee for bringing pop-up arts and L&O for approving all of the permits and stuff. So it was a real good success and I look forward to future Middleton Pride events. So thanks, everyone. And thanks for the mayor for coming out and reading the proclamation.
It was really fun.
Yeah,
It was a good time. Thank you. Thank you for organizing it and with your team.
it was fun.
Sustainability Committee met, did a bunch of budget stuff, but the big decision item is we're not going to be giving out free bags at the parade. But we guarantee we're gonna be in the parade come hell or high water, but problem's getting people to be in the parade, but we thought, you know, that the bags are expensive and we've given them out for years and the consensus, most of the consensus is that, you know, if we're supposed to be sustainable, why are we giving away things that half the time are gonna end up in the garbage or people's basements? It's like me, I have 20 bags, I don't need 21 bags, so. And then we had tourism committee today. And Marty, you wanna come and talk about what this thing with the study that we're doing? Yeah, because we voted today to approve a bunch of money for.
And it was part of the consent agenda. we just voted on.
I know, but so I want you to talk about it.
Sorry, is this on? Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry, the tourism department, Visit Middleton has decided to go out for RFP for organizational assessment, which we, in your packet, you can tell we've chosen DMO Pros. We should be able to get started on that in just a couple of weeks, and we're excited because we haven't done any sort of a strategic plan since, I think the last one was in 2016.
Yeah.
Because I think it wrapped up the year I was hired. And so we're going to look at ourselves as an organization, everything from staffing, do we have enough staffing, to our partnerships, to the contracts that we're already in, to private versus public, kind of a little bit of everything. And then after that is resolved, we will take into consideration their recommendations. Obviously, the commission, the council will take that into consideration, and from there on, move on to a strategic plan, which obviously will be influenced by whatever the assessment will come out. So we're very excited, and yeah, thank you all for approving it so we can get going. I really appreciate that.
That's right.
And we're excited to work with DMO Pros. They are nationally known as a tourism advising group. So we're excited. that
And
they were willing
they're
to-
local, so there's no
and they're
travel
from
costs.
Madison. And so I thought we would be too small, but they're looking forward to working with us. So,
Anyways, yes, thank you all for passing it tonight. I think this is very important.
yes.
It's been a long time in the waitings.
And obviously, everything has changed in tourism. And so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing we're doing things right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's a great update. Lots of energy. That's great. Any other, yes?
Yeah, out at the airport, commission wants to move forward with the charge up Dane to look into the program for EV stations. So there was a deadline on that, I guess probably really taking place right now, so some paperwork might even be submitted, so we'll see what happens, comes out of that.
Very good. Charles, I see you're online with your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to provide an update on Landmarks Commission. We are getting ready to send our revision of the Landmarks Ordinance to the License and Ordinance Committee. And also, we are going to be discussing Dane County's Prejudice in Places project tomorrow during our meeting. For those unfamiliar, Dane County and a number of others got together and mapped out all of the properties that have discriminatory or racially restrictive covenants. Now, these covenants and the deeds are unenforceable, but there is a process for property owners to formally renounce the covenants. So Landmarks is going to talk with how we can best educate property owners about that process and the organizations that exist that help them to do that.
Excellent.
There are approximately 100 properties with those restrictions in Middleton.
Charles, I think they're mainly in the downtown district towards the high school. Is that from your recall?
Yeah, that's generally where they are. There are a few other properties that aren't in those blocks as well.
So that might affect beyond, so Alder Schaefer, just for awareness,
Mhm.
if we can keep that on the radar, and Alder Nelson,
Well, and as
You might have
owner
a
of a
large-
landmark house, I'm paying attention, so.
Well, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do the right thing.
That's
So
right.
very, very happy. Okay, well, thank you for that awareness. Is there anything else from landmarks?
No.
Great, thanks so much. Alder Naira?
Yes, just two things. The Workforce Housing Committee met last night at Way Forward Resources so that we could learn about their housing programs. And we also did a short tour for those who could stick around. We elected Alan Hickel to be the chair and Ben Roden to be the vice chair. I'm pleased with that. They're both longtime members. Then also the Dane County Cities and Villages Association will have a virtual meeting on July 9th, which is a Wednesday at noon. Middleton is hosting and our speaker is going to be Jason Valerius from Carpsey. So mark your calendars. There's no registration. Just look for the Zoom information to come from DCCVA.
Great update, thank you.
Just so people know, and Katie mentioned, the bookmobile is out and about. It was at Orchid Heights Park, which is right next to my district, Monday morning, so I went and talked to them and it was raining. But they still had people walking by and stopping in and checking out books, so it will be, I think it's at Lakeview Park next week and then back in Orchid Heights, as well as a number of other places throughout the summer, so
Great.
if you go to the library website, you can find where the bookmobile is going to be. But if you just are going through a park this summer and see it, be sure to stop by and say hi and take a look at it.
Definitely. It's so cool.
It's got a bubble machine.
It's got a bubble.
I'm not sure they'll have the bubble machine going all the time.
We might have to budget line.
Yeah.
Alder Lorman, I might need to see the budget.
Yeah, just an
There
update
you
too
go.
with the Conservancy Youth, they're doing Thursday at 6:00 with the electric vehicle thing with MG&E coming, talking at the library and having electric vehicles out on the parking lot across the street behind the library. So that's 6 to 7:30 Thursday,
This Thursday?
this Thursday.
Excellent. I love it. I will try to make that one.
Yeah.
Lots of things going on, which is always
Yeah, there'll be
exciting.
a short talk inside the library with MG&E, then followed by
Great.
touring of the cars and vehicles and stuff like that.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Very cool. Any other hot topics? Hearing none, we are done for the night. At 7:13, I think this might be our
New record?
Nope.